Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week we bring you the freshest information out of Japan right here from our studio in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank the hottest products and services in the country. Today's theme is one of Japan's most popular and classic dish, sushi.
Yes. Now, the number of conveyor belt sushi restaurant chains in Japan is increasing, and it's probably because it's a more affordable way to eat sushi. We have a survey taken by a seafood products company called Maruha Nichiro Holdings, and they asked 1,000 people who eat at conveyor belt sushi restaurants at least once a month what kinds of sushi they often eat. And this was the result. Salmon comes in top, at top. And then it's yellowtail, akami of tuna, squid, chutoro, or
they're all
medium platy.
popular.
Aren't they? Yes. I'm sure you've ordered them at least once.
Yes.
And also, they were also asked what sushi they order first, and salmon, again, came in first place.
Oh, true. Yes.
So, what about you, Arai-san? What do you order?
Well, not that often, but I love sea urchins, the uni.
They're really good.
They're
I
really
agree.
soft and tasty.
Aren't they?
How about you?
Well, I like mackerel a lot. But then, going back to the topic of salmon, though, large-scale farming of salmon began about 30 years ago in countries like Chile and Norway. And these farming technologies led to fatty salmon becoming more affordable and a more regular part of our diet.
So speaking of fatty fish, tuna is ranked in 3rd and 5th place, and the fatty parts of the tuna are called taro, and they're more expensive than the leaner akami.
It has led to a decrease in catch, and that's why Japan has been researching methods to actually culture tuna.
And in 2002, as the world's first success, Kinki University in Western Japan succeeded in completely culturing tuna, and the fish are farmed 100% from the eggs.
Yes, they are. And it's been 10 years since they first succeeded, so the university is now moving towards industrialization to supply tuna.
Kinki University's fully farmed tuna is sold under the name Kindai Maguro by the university's venture company, and other universities are also researching various cultivation methods, and some of the results are being applied in different fields. So let's take a look.
Osaka City. Where does this long line end?
何時頃からお並びになられたんですか？
全国でしょ？全国やっぱりマグロですよね。
続いて3名様お願いいたします。大変お待たせしました。3名様どうぞ。
The restaurant fills up as soon as it opens at 11 a.m. Just 5 minutes later, the manager starts running to the end of the line.
そうなんです。今並んでいただいている方でもう終了になりまして。
In just 5 minutes, the lunch menu has sold out.
もうとろけるぐらいもう2時間待って食べてもう今日来れるかな思って夜勤明けてきたんですけど。
This is a specialty restaurant that serves Kindai Maguro, or Kinki University tuna, the world's first completely cultured tuna. Kinki University started raising tuna in 2002. Since then, Kindai Maguro has become a huge brand. This restaurant that exclusively serves Kinki University's cultured fish opened in April. It's the first restaurant in Japan to be under the direct management of a university. Other fish such as fresh yellowtail and horse mackerel were also cultured by the university.
当初予測してたよりも約2倍の売り上げ、今のところキープしております。
The research for completely cultured tuna is now in its 11th year. The university's experiment site is in Wakayama Prefecture, in the south of Japan. It is an important season for tuna farming right now. We go to a farming site by the sea. A tuna was just being hauled.
結構大きいマグロ今釣れました。引き上げられてますね。新鮮なマグロです。
Blood is being drawn to test its genes for research.
将来的にはこう非常に脂の乗りのいい遺伝を持ったマグロとかいうのを完全養殖していくと先発育種っていうのができますから、遺伝的に固定できる可能性がある。
We took a look inside with the camera. There they were, tuna born and raised at Kinki University. They are currently farming 5,000 tuna. June is the annual egg-laying season.
この中にも卵があれば入ってるんで、完全養殖を目指す者にとっては産卵してくれないと始まらないもんですから。
Frontline research on fish farming has become a successful business. Annual sales at Kinki University's venture startup, Marine Kindai, has hit $29 million. 80% comes from the sales of fry to farming companies. These are young amberjacks. The sales of fry and research have been supporting fish farming in Japan.
最初はすごいバッシングを受けたんですよ。大学たるものが金儲けをしてる。その時は本当に悔しい思いもしましたけど、今どこの大学も我々みたいな形態を今どんどん作っていこうとしてますから、決して間違ってなかったんだなと思いますけどね。
In addition to enhancing Kinki University's image, there is another motive behind the fish farming research.
世の中でどんだけ役に立つ学問をしているかということで。
Kinki University has stirred up a tuna revolution. Meanwhile, a university in Okayama City has developed another kind of fish farming technology. Okayama University of Science is causing a revolution of its own, not by the ocean, but in a forest in the mountains.
目標としているのは山村をまず漁村にするんです。砂漠の養殖だっていうのもまんざらもう嘘ではない。
It may seem surreal, but such research is taking place in these tanks, far away from the sea.
これは何を今やられてるんですか？
これはね、クエが入ってます。幻の魚クエですね。最もホットな話題のニホンウナギです。はい。
These fish are usually raised in the ocean. One of the features of these tanks is that they don't use seawater at all and use tap water instead. Here's the fish that stands out the most.
海を知らないトラフグが今両方で数千います。
The season for these upscale pufferfish is usually winter, but farmed ones can be shipped year-round. Why is saltwater not necessary to farm fish that are usually in the ocean? The secret is this white powder. There are 3 substances in it: sodium, potassium, and calcium. Although seawater contains several dozen substances, Associate Professor Toshimasa Yamamoto says that fish only need those 3 to survive. By dissolving these substances in water, it is possible to farm fish without seawater and at a low cost. There's also no need to worry about the weather affecting the water quality.
もロボットが餌をやって全部水質はロボットが読み取る、もうそういうことは完成できるんですね、陸上であれば。
Yamamoto has branded the pufferfish Ridai Fugu, or University of Science pufferfish, and ships them to the local market. Is there a difference between the sea and land pufferfish? We asked a local fish shop to prepare it.
歯が入りやすいっていうんですかね、食べやすいですね。美味しいです。美味しいわ。
Not only does the research taste good when eaten, but it's also a juicy business. Knowing that the result of their research is actually consumed by people, students are even more motivated to learn.
市場の人とかが試食をしてもらって、その反応もなかなかいいので、これは育てて、まだ少しですけど、ちょっと嬉しいです。
The university president strongly encourages this research as he sees it as the trump card.
地方大学としてはですね、特色ユニークな点がないと最終的には生き残っていけないと思ってますんで。
Next, we look at the non-meta pork produced by Chiba University. A popular Italian restaurant in Tokyo is using the non-meta pork to create a sample menu. Compared to regular pork, this non-metabolic pork contains 30% less fat and 1.7 times the amount of vitamin B1. The chef is using the non-meta pork for the first time. He immediately notices a difference.
そんなになんか豚臭いとかっていう感じしないじゃないですか。割と油と肉汁のあれがさっきから見てるとそんなに漏れてがないので、意外とこれはすごく中にぎっしり詰まってるんじゃないのかなとは思いますけど。はい。
The sample menu using the non-meta pork is done. In order to keep the taste of the pork loin, the chef grilled it using as little seasoning as possible.
煮込んでも油のなんか臭さも出てないし、やっぱりジューシーです。いろいろ使ってみて、この豚はちょっと驚きが多いですね。
The chef is impressed by the possible uses of non-meta pork. This restaurant has decided to add the pork to its menu. It's not very fatty, but still delicious. Why was the non-meta pork produced in the first place?
まさか豚肉を売るところに立ち会うとは思わなかったんですけど。
3 years ago, a bacteria was discovered in a joint research with the company manufacturing fermented feed.
これが今回見つけた BP863 という菌になります。
There was a positive effect on the pig's health and meat quality when it was fed this bacteria. Experiment on mice shows that it reduced their visceral fat considerably.
筋肉の中のタンパク質量が増えたり、ビタミン B1 の量が増えたり、あと豚の体が健康になりますので、より病気にかかりにくくなるということなどの効果が出てきます。
Using this bacteria, non-meta pork is currently being produced at 2 farms in Chiba Prefecture. In the summer of 2013, an internet shopping site was launched, and the pork will be sold through a venture company. We visit a family in Chiba Prefecture. We've asked them to prepare a few dishes using the non-meta pork. The pork is boiled and prepared as a salad with some fresh vegetables. She also makes some fried noodles for the children. Pork is a must in fried noodles. How does the non-meta pork differ from regular pork?
普段は、バラ肉を主人用に、ロースを自分用に使うんですけども、この豚肉であれば、バラ肉を食べれるなって思いました。
Foods produced by universities are constantly evolving. Professor Kosuke Ogawa produced a bento, boxed lunch, in collaboration with the long-established bento shop, which he uses as a case study in his marketing class.
日本の大学って結構いい素材持ってるんだけど、それを世の中に訴えるのが下手ですね。技術とか知識とか情報とか、そういうのが世の中を食っていう食べ物っていう形で世の中に発信していくっていうことになれば、大学全体ですね。日本の大学のその価値全体が上がる。
In the future, we may be seeing more research that benefits both the university and consumers.
Utsuda-san, I'm pleased to see how research is done by universities are put to practical use. And not only will this help to stabilize the supply of food, but a better tasting product reaching the consuming public is delightful news.
It is, I agree. Now, there are other examples as well, just to show you a few. This is a picture of a film you see below the tomatoes. It's something that the venture company started by Waseda University developed, and it's now being used to grow tomatoes, and they've succeeded.
So how does this film make a difference in growing tomatoes?
Well, the film is actually a membrane made out of hydrogel, which is a gel that absorbs water and nutrients and traps it within the film. And the tomatoes are planted on the film, and they don't use soil at all, as you can see here. And they try to take in water from the thin layer of film, but obviously it's not that easy to absorb the water and nutrients, and the added stress leads to higher sugar content in these tomatoes.
So it sounds like a cutting-edge film.
Yes, it is. And using this film, tastier vegetables and fruits can be grown, and also the film makes possible farming in areas with little water, like in deserts.
Oh, so this kind of technology could change the farming industry in the world in the near future. And I hope to see more universities develop useful methods. And that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. After the break, we'll be showing you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
For Earth, for Life, Kubota. One day has finished, and one new day has started on somewhere in the world. Kubota supports every moment somewhere out in the world. By the mechanization of agriculture, by the maintenance of water infrastructure, by the latest environmental engineering. We support a prosperous life for humans while protecting the environment of this beautiful Earth. Food, water, and the environment link the world. Kubota.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
As the future evolves, Toyota is envisioning a more interconnected life where information and energy flow seamlessly throughout the globe. The road ahead will require diverse and eco-friendly mobility solutions. It is on this path that our small choices lead to big changes. Life. Connected. Toyota.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll introduce you to some of our popular documentary programs. Today, from Japanese Dream by TBS, we focus on the development of a switch that reacts to the slightest body movement.
The switch was developed by Mamoru Iwabuchi, who's an associate professor at Research Center for Advanced Science and Technology at Tokyo University. Now, it's a new kind of assistive technology that enables actions such as turning on lights and typing emails with a slight tilt of the head or slight movement of the fingertips or even a blink of an eye.
So with the help of this switch, people with disabilities and difficulties moving their bodies can work home electronics on their own accord, and it even makes it easier to express their feelings.
Yes.
So we followed Iwabuchi and his hopes to bring joy to people by helping them do things that may not have been possible otherwise. Take a look.
People rely heavily on electrical switches to go about their lives in this contemporary world. In March 2013, a new type of assistive technology was developed. It allows the body and the space surrounding the body to function as a switch. As long as there is movement, any part of the body will suffice. The possibilities are limitless. The developer, Mamoru Iwabuchi, works at the Research Center for Advanced Science and Technology at the University of Tokyo.
これ使って生活変わったねとか可能性広がったって感じてもらえる人が一人でも多く。
This innovative switch has gained attention from around the world, including the US and China.
应该可以的，应用的范围比较广。
Iwabuchi wishes to connect people with his switch. We follow the research of a kind-hearted engineer.
I have a dream. .今からご覧いただくのはエアースイッチって言うんですけども、物理的なスイッチじゃなくて仮想のスイッチを空中に描く。
A square frame is drawn on a computer screen to create the air switch. The physical framed space becomes the actual switch and reacts when the body moves and comes in contact with that area. It can be operated even with the slightest movements. This is the face switch. A sensor detects the different parts of the face that are framed by multiple squares. The switch is activated when facial movements are caught by the sensor. For example, closing the eyes turns on the light. It is set not to activate with a regular blink, so the light turns on only when people deliberately close their eyes. This switch is called OAK, short for Observation and Access with Connect. A motion-sensing game system called Connect is the key technology behind the development of the sensory switch. A camera and an infrared sensor detect physical movement while people play games. Iwabuchi fully utilized this technology to tackle the development of a new sensory switch. He wants a patient at the Yakumo National Hospital in Hokkaido Prefecture to give the switch a try. Ami Yoshinari suffers from spinal muscular atrophy. Her muscles are severely weak, so clicking a computer mouse becomes increasingly strenuous for her. Ordinarily, one hand moves the mouse and clicks its buttons. Iwabuchi thought he could lighten the burden by sharing the workload with both hands. He arranges the air switch so the left hand will only click the mouse and the right hand would only move the mouse. She types to see if this method is actually efficient.
右手の負担は多分結構軽減されていると。
100点満点で換算すると今何点ぐらいの感じです。
65点ぐらい。
65点ぐらい。ギリギリ単位取れるかな。
ストレスなく使えて、おすごいなって思ったんですけど、絵描いてないかなって思ってて、私絵描くんです。はいはいはい。ペイントでやったんですけど、長押しができないんですよね。クリック。
ずっと押してるっていう状態で。
それで長押しができればいいな。
To draw using Paint software, usually the mouse is clicked and dragged simultaneously. The action to click and hold down the mouse's button was not recreated.
直しないって大丈夫、明日にはできます。顔わかんないけど。
Iwabuchi instinctively promised to fix it by tomorrow. He plans his next move with a student from his lab.
どうしますか。新しいアイデアがいると思うな。
Their meeting continued throughout the night to make her wish come true. The next day, Iwabuchi returns. Was he able to make satisfactory modifications?
にありますけど、長押しを作ったんですよ。
He created a new function for long mouse clicks. Once that function is turned on, the mouse acts under long click mode until it is turned off. With this method, she doesn't need to hold down the button, relieving her hand from hard work.
痛いた。
あ、本当だ。すごい。
Ami's request came true.
すごい。
よかった。ひとまず。はい。ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。
これ使って生活変わったねとか、人生とまで言ったらそれぐらいまでねなればいいんですけど、可能性広がったって感じてもらえる人が一人でも多くなればなって思います。
A family residing in Nagano Prefecture has high hopes for the new switch. Due to cerebral palsy, Seiya Nagata is unable to show his feelings well.
舌を出したり下唇を出したりするのが脳でね、今のが中でジュース飲む？ ジュースがいい？お茶がいい？ジュース飲んでいいの？飲みすぎちゃいけないんだよね。
Will a sensory switch help Seiya to express himself more?
はじめまして、岩渕です。はじめまして、よろしくお願いします。今日一緒にやりましょう。
Seiya seems to have long awaited this day.
あ、いらっしゃい。
これも使ってみよう。これ。
Up until now, Seiya used a large button switch. He attempts to push it, but has difficulties. Even after he succeeds, he then has a hard time releasing.
ちゃんと頑張って狙うんですけど、ちょっとこう押し込んだね状態になっちゃうんですよ、やっぱりね。離せるかな。その時の様子によってこう緊張もあるし、こう一回下げた時にこう上げるのがやっぱすごく難しいよね。
今までいろんなスイッチを試してきて、それで失敗というかね、できないことばっかりだったので、コミュニケーションの手段とかがもうと世界が広がってくれれば嬉しいなと思います。
Since Seiya has more freedom moving his mouth, Iwabuchi sets that area as the switch.
嬉しいね。
今ね、口を開けたらこのランプがつく。おお、
ついた。
もう一回開けたらランプが消える。
口開けて。そう。5回つけてくれる？
The first step is a success.
冷静、よかったね。ありがとうございました。またお願いします。
Day after day, Seiya kept practicing using the sensory switch. When he tilts his head forward, the switch reacts.
止まった。で、戻すと。やったー。
On this day, Seiya attempts to present a slideshow to his classmates at school.
さあ、じゃあ田んぼの田植えの様子の写真、今から始まり。
He moves his head on cue and changes the picture.
よろしくお願いしますよ。はい、お願いします。藤沢翔太郎君、パンバサミのやつでね、引っ張って田植えしてるね。せい君、また続けてですけど、よろしくお願いしますよ。それじゃあお願いします。おお、食べが終わってすっくと立ったところ、どっちがねないか分かんないね。あんなでっかいのがあったらいいね。
He follows the teacher's lead and slides the pictures with perfect timing.
行きましょうかね。じゃあ次お願いします。いいですね。せい君、また次お願いします。いいね。はい。この辺でやめとこうかな。はい。じゃあせい君もありがとう。
He seems proud of his accomplishments.
おお、いいね。いいね。
Seiya continues to practice using the sensory switch.
まあ本当にこういう子供を持ってますので、お互いすごく歯がゆさがあったりとかして、そこのところを、こういう岩渕先生の機会を通して親子の関係をもっと深めることを、また本人にすれば社会に対しての交流を深めることができることをお願いいたします。はい、期待してます。
俺は自分の気持ちを伝えたい。そうだよね。このパソコンで電車乗りに行きたいよって書いたりできると思う？そうだよね。頑張れるよね。これからせいやが私たちが聞いた ことの中から選ぶんじゃなく、自分の意思でこう伝えていけるように文章とか、体のいろんな場所を使って文章を書けるようになれば嬉しいなと思っています。
嬉しいですね。はい、元気もらいました。またね。で、多くを使って、その利用者の方々が一つつながっていく。で、そしてその先の社会にこうつながっていく。だから本当変えたいのは社会の方なんですよね。だから多くっていうのを一つのきっかけにして、社会自身がその人たちがいろんなところで参加できる場所を持つ社会へと変わっていくということを願ってます。
So I really think Iwabuchi's sensory switch widened the opportunities for people who have difficulties expressing themselves.
Iwabuchi-san is currently applying the technology to develop a system that senses abnormal breathing. And this picture shows how it works. The device is designed to turn red when the person is inhaling and blue when exhaling, like here. And so it monitors breathing without having to attach anything to the body.
So this must be a very helpful device for people with difficulties breathing or for people who look after patients undergoing respiratory organ treatments. So there are high hopes for the sensory switch, and I really look forward to seeing more in the future. And after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economics program, Gattiri Monday. Don't go away.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Together, let's generate happiness. Let's raise the world to new heights. Let's carry our dreams further. At the heart of society, Toshiba Technology. For a growing future, Toshiba. Together, let's create better healthcare. Let's develop a sustainable environment. Let's give children a promising tomorrow. At the heart of society, Toshiba Technology. For a growing future, Toshiba.
Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you'll experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about. Japan's latest landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
Mitsui & Company.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese, delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
You're watching Channel Japan. Today we'll show you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program. It's from Gattiri Monday by TBS. The theme is businesses that visualize things that would otherwise be unseen.
Yes, now visualizing things that we normally wouldn't see is a technology that's applied in various fields. And for example, in medicine, there are X-rays, CT scans, and MRIs.
So today we visit the forefront of visualization technology. Take a look.
First, we take you to a company in Yokohama City, Kanagawa Prefecture. How are they transforming something that could not be seen into something visible?
はい、よろしくお願いいたします。はい、よろしくお願いします。私どもこういったものを見える化しています。すみません、これは一体何ですか？これは心臓の 3D モデルです。これちょっと触らせてもらってもいいですか？はい、どうぞ。あれですね、柔らかいんですね。そうですね。健康診断で取られるような CT、MRI のデータを利用して、こういったリアルな心臓を作っております。じゃあこれも。これどなたの心臓かなんかあるんですか？あ、これは私の心臓です。あ、そうなんですか？はい。
This company uses 3D printers to make various things into solid 3D objects. They are attracting a lot of attention in particular for being able to duplicate human organs and bones by using data taken from hospital CT scans and MRIs. And it's not only the outside of the organ that is duplicated, the inside is also fully created. What are these lifelike models used for?
かなり難しい手術の事前の練習とかですね、シミュレーションとかというところで、お使いいただいています。難易度が高いオペに関して事前に同じオペができると。
Human hearts come in all shapes and sizes. So, depending on the person, the procedure can be very different. So being able to practice with a 3D model that looks exactly like their patients allows doctors to perform a much smoother operation in a shorter amount of time.
オペの時間が事前のコミュニケーションができることによって3分の1になったとも言われています。
How is this lifelike human heart duplicated? First, they make a computer graphic using data from a CT scan. And then they use a 3D printer to make a solid 3D model. They make the actual 3D model inside this tank filled with liquid. The 3D data is sliced into layers that are 0.1 millimeters thick. And from there, it's a process of layering everything. This liquid that looks like water is actually liquid plastic that is hardened using a laser. So, following the original data, the laser molds the plastic into the shape of the human heart.
で、固めると今固め終わったんですね。はい。で、今 0.1 ミリ沈みました。はい。で、このワイパーのようなもので上に塗ってですね、固まったものの上に固まってない樹脂膜ができたわけですね。ああ、はい。はい。でまたレーザーで描いてっていうところを繰り返してですね、出来上がったものはどんどん液中の中に沈んでいくような形で。
The process is repeated over and over again. And after 12 hours, right when you think it's complete,
これが下が、心臓の型になります。元型になります。型です。でこれに、PVA という特殊な樹脂を流し込みます。
It's not yet complete. What they were making was a mold of the heart. The walls of the mold are hollow, so they pour in a special resin called PVA and wait for it to harden. After 3 hours, the plastic mold is removed, and you finally have an exact replica of a human heart. Since this company began making models of organs, they have been flooded with requests from doctors all over Japan. And with only 20 employees, their yearly sales total $7 million a year. 。 Next, we take you to a research laboratory in Kyoto Prefecture.
見える化のすごい技術があるっていうふうに聞いたんですけれども。
そうですね、実は見えるだけじゃなくて、見えるものに触れて、さらに音が聞こえて香りも嗅げるという、そういう多感覚のインタラクション技術というのを我々が開発しているんです。
Let's go take a look.
これがその装置なんですね。
あ、これが。
はい。
これがさっき言ってた
多感覚インタラクションシステムと我々呼んでます。
It's a large machine. What exactly does it do?
ここに 3D のメガネがあります。
はい、
でここから下を覗き込んでいただくと、実はここに何もないはずなんですけども、
はい、
ここにバーチャルに 3D の映像が浮かび上がります。
はい、
でそれに触れるんですけれども、実は特殊なペンがありまして、はい、このペンで触っていただくと、触った感触が伝わります。
What sort of virtual experience can it be? We tried it out.
今何が見えてますでしょうか。
なんか銅の鏡というか、
はい、はい、これは高松塚古墳から出土しました銅鏡と呼ばれている昔の鏡ですね。
はい。
And when you use the special pen to touch the bronze mirror,
ああどうですか、なんかあるように感じますか。
いや、すごいっす。すごいっす。あ、うわ、デコボコがすごい感じる。音もしてますし、こうなんていうんですか、引っかかるざらつきというか、凹凸も全部、うわ、すげえ。
Even though you're just moving a pen around in an empty space, it really feels like you're touching the object that you can see through the lens. A computer recreates the texture of that object by reacting against the pressure being applied by the pen.
これないんですよね。
これ何もないんです。これ何もこれない。
あ、すげえ。完全に触ってますけど。
You can even experience poking soft objects.
で、膨らんだその風船を触っていただくと、風船のゴムの感触が伝わると思います。
完全にこれゴムです。おお、
割れましたね。
はい。あ、
今割れたら何か感じました。
あ、匂いがしました。
はい。どんな匂いでした。
なんかミント系というか。
はい。風船の中からミントの香りが飛び出したんですね。
When the balloon pops, it triggers the machine to let out a scent. This machine incorporates 4 senses. Not only can you see objects that are not really there, you can also feel, hear, and even smell them as well.
実際にこうどういった応用されたりとかすることを期待しているというか。
将来は、こういうものが家庭に入れば、お店に行かなくてもその商品の手触りとか肌触りとかそういう感触も家にいながらにして感じることができるんじゃないかというふうに考えています。
If this system, where you are able to see and feel objects that are not really there, comes into place, the way that people shop online may change drastically. And when 2 of these systems are connected, they are able to share the same virtual object from different places.
風船を2つのシステムで共有しているってことですね。
そうなんですね。こちらで押したり向こうで押したり、1個の風船を両方で共有しているという状態ですね。
安野さん慣れてますねこれ。
はい。割れましたね。
割れました。
そちらのわけです。
At this stage, it's only a game, but at some time in the future, the system may be used for product development, where 2 systems in 2 different locations can access and develop one specific product. The developer's aim is to connect humans and robots with this system. The world in which robots and humans come together may soon become reality. Next, we visit a company in Sapporo City, Hokkaido.
はい。おはようございます。こちらではどんな見える化ビジネスをやってるんですか？
はい。我が社ではこの現場ロイドで見える化を実現しました。
It looks like a camera is attached.
携帯電話の通信ネットワークとソーラー電池で動くカメラシステムで建設現場の見える化を図っております。
This camera system allows construction sites to be visible to companies in charge of construction projects. Since they handle various projects, they can't be out in the field all the time, so they may be worried about the progress of their projects, as well as wanting to make sure everything is going according to schedule at the site. But this camera takes away those fears by monitoring the site 24 hours a day.
こちらがですね、カメラの情報を見るサービスでして、でこの画像を履歴の管理で1時間おきに写真を撮って、こういうふうに見ることができます。
If a Genbaroid camera is set up, you will be able to monitor the specific site 24 hours a day, anytime, anywhere. The camera system also allows construction companies to show that they are indeed working hard on site. It's beneficial for both companies and the people out on the site. Aside from filming what goes on at the site, the system can also gather information from water gauges, rain gauges, and anemometers to measure water, rain, and wind levels. All of this data can be accessed online. You can also make sure no accidents have happened at the site on days off. We spoke with a company that is putting the camera system to use.
どうしても休んでいても天候が悪ければですね、休んだ気がしないんですけども、こうやってメールを見て確認して何でも異常がないって形であれば、ほっとして休みも取れますんで、
今まで天気悪い日とかは
そうですね、気になって何回か家族で見に行ったこともあります。
本当ですか？
And for those who are being monitored on site?
どうですか？撮られてる気分は？
最初のうちはちょっと照れたりちょっとうかつなことはできないな
うかつなことはできない
っていう感じではいたんですが、まあ今までの意識がちょっと変わると言いますか、自分たちも見られているんだっていうことでいいのかなっていう気はします。
As of now, the camera system is in place at over 1,000 construction sites all over Japan. And the company's annual sales total $5 million.
So it was a surprise that we can see a replica of our own hearts.
It was, wasn't it? Now 3D printers have made it possible to produce a detailed copy of anything really. So we have another example. This mask was also used. A 3D printer made it.
That is a mask. It's not a picture.
It isn't.
That's amazing.
It is, isn't it? It was actually manufactured using a 3D printer and also technology that molds 3D photographs. And as you can see from the irises to the texture of the skin, it really looks real, doesn't it?
So I guess the possibilities will expand for such objects created using 3D printers.
And surprisingly, 3D printers for home use are now also on sale.
Well, 3D printers create exact copies that are just like the real thing, and depending on the material used, the touch can be recreated to near perfection. And going back to the video, it was remarkable to see the evolution of these virtual machines. We can now see, touch, and even smell the objects that are not physically present.
I know, it's really astonishing, wasn't it? Now, those virtual machines are implemented in various industries, and one example over here, these glasses. What do you think they're for?
How about when someone is lost with the help of these glasses? It would be nice if people can see a map that will navigate to the destination.
That would be really convenient. I would want one. And you're actually not that far off, because they're used in factories and workspaces to show a virtual instruction manual. So, for example, when people assemble machine parts or electric wiring works, both hands can be used to continue with the work while checking the instructions are shown in the glasses.
Yes, so with these glasses allowing people to use both hands, they must come in handy when working in small spaces or at high altitudes.
I agree. And also, actually, a small camera is built in. So developers are hoping that in the future, supervisors can also see what the workers are seeing and give instructions accordingly.
And I think that may be helpful in medicine as well. And with these glasses, doctors could instruct on how to treat a patient, even if they're not physically there. Well, that's it for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more for you next week, so make sure you tune in.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
ยังจำได้หรือเปล่านะเรื่องต่างๆที่เกิดขึ้นตอนวาดรูปนี้แต่ถ้ารถยนต์ในฝันของฉันมีจริงฉันคงจะมีความสุขมากเลย
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Sou uma pessoa comum. Eu gosto de apreciar todos os momentos do meu dia. Quanto isso pode me motivar? Como eu posso me manter focada? Tudo ao meu redor, incluindo os momentos do meu dia a dia, é o que eu preciso para me concentrar para a minha luta de 90 minutos. Quero dar esperança às pessoas. A better life, a better world.
Panasonic.
Trading card games transcend generations as well as borders. Trading card games will unite the world. However, the possibilities do not simply end there. Trading card games combine the different forms of entertainment, and fun will link the world as one. Bushiroad.
Channel Japan. Your source for the voices and views of people and businesses across Japan. The latest reports on Japanese companies, culture, and technology. Find out what's happening on the ground. Every week, direct from Tokyo, Channel Japan.